Hello everyone, my name is Ishita Bagchi and I'm currently pursuing my master's from Jawaharlal Nehru University in Development and Labour Studies. So the policy issue that I'm going to address today is that despite legal recognition of trans people, menstrual policies are not gender neutral. There is a serious need for us to look at the policies surrounding menstruation and its allied issues from a gender neutral lens. In India, even though there are a few menstrual health policies in place, they do not take into account the fact that there are menstruators apart from women and adolescent girls. The fact that transgender and gender non-conforming people menstruate too is often overlooked and is missing from the mainstream discourse. While the Supreme Court in 2014 recognized transgender as the third gender and gave them rights such as the state should provide them with basic amenities like public washrooms in community spaces, hardly any state government has implemented these suggestions. It was not until very recently that by far only Delhi has been the state to include transgender in the policy scheme of building public washrooms. However, it is important to highlight that when it comes to various schemes and policies around menstruators, our policymakers have missed the gender neutral aspect. For instance, the Nirmal Bharat Abhiyan scheme was modified in 2013 to include components of menstrual hygiene such as clean and safe community spaces for menstruating women and girls and the inclusion of incinerators in the government schools. Similarly, there have been various other policy schemes by various ministries of India. For instance, the Ministry of Women and Child Development had introduced a scheme called the Sabla program, which focused on providing awareness around menstrual health management for adolescent girls through Anganwadi centers and empowering women by improving their health and nutrition. The Ministry of Human Resource Development had also introduced a scheme called the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan that focused on improving attendance rates by providing necessary infrastructure in schools such as public washrooms for girls, installation of incinerators for menstrual health management, etc. However, the problems with these policies is that there is a gap between the policy implementation of formulation and service delivery. This is why most of the MHM policies exist on paper and have not turned into reality. For instance, over 21,000 government schools in India do not have girls' washrooms even today. At least 23% of the girls drop out of their schools when they hit puberty due to the absence of washrooms in their schools. Adolescent girls in India miss at least 20% of the school year because of lack of access to period products and also clean washrooms in community spaces. Most importantly, what these policies do not take into account is the fact that not all menstruators are women and girls. There are practically no policies in place for menstruating transgender and gender non-conforming people, which further worsens the situation for them, as they are the ones who are severely affected by the issue of period poverty. Now, what do we mean by period poverty? Period poverty basically means the inability to access menstrual health products or not having the affordability to access the menstrual health products. As it is, transgender and gender non-conforming people are also discriminated and are subjected to various social stigma that are not taken into consideration when these menstrual health policies are formulated. Even in the recent times, when the government came up with the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Prayojana, under which all women and adolescent girls would be provided sanitary pads at a subsidized rate of ₹1, transgender and gender non-conforming people are yet again missing from the policy discussion. These gaps need to be addressed, and there is a serious need for us to ensure that all menstrual health policies are sensitive and inclusive to make menstruation a non-issue. Menstrual schemes should focus on transgender and gender non-conforming people, thereby making period products accessible to them as well at subsidized rates. Along with that, Public amenities such as washrooms and period rooms should be expanded for all menstruators. Not only should the number of public washrooms be increased, but also they should be well maintained and be made inclusive for all, thereby making it period friendly and gender neutral. Another aspect that should be looked into is providing menstrual health education to all school children irrespective of their gender, because at this moment menstrual health education mainly concentrates on women and adolescent girls, which again misses out the non-menstruators, thereby making the non-menstruators alien to this issue, and which leads them also to discriminate against menstruators. It is important for everyone to be aware about the gender neutral aspect of menstruation in order to treat it as a normal biological cycle and not as a label or a woman's identity. Hence, there is a serious need for us to understand that menstruation isn't a symbol of womanhood, and everyone has the equal right to access period products and the basic right to sanitation irrespective of their gender.